So assume that you are prepared with the basic document using overlap. So shift to the next. Before proceeding to the actual mathematical parts, so the next one, we are going to use the different packages in preamble. So here are the few examples of the packages. There are many packages, but I have listed a few which we are using very frequently. First three are related to the mathematical part. AMS Math. AMS stands for the American Mathematical Society. So AMS fonts, AMS symbol, these are related to the mathematical part, that equations, symbols, etc. Now hyperref already that you have seen, geometry that we have seen. Now the next one is a set space. That package is used for the line spacing. That package is used for the line spacing. Next one is a graphics to include the images. NetBib, that is for the bibliography. Multi-column you have seen. BibLaTeX, that is also for the bibliography. Nomenclature, fancy header, Xcolor, book tab, that is for the standard tables. If you refer any books, reference book, the tables are given in a particular form, and that form of table, suppose you want to create, in that case you have to use book tabs. Then multi-row, caption and sub caption, like that. These are the few examples of the packages. So let us continue with the mathematical part. Again, before to that, suppose you want to give some particular space. Just very first, in the first slide we use only backslash. Backslash is used for the one space. So instead of that, if you are using a backslash chord, that means that will be a create space equal to the current font size. If suppose the font size is 10, then the 10 space will be there. If we use QCAD, that means 2 times QCAD, twice of a Q chord. After that, backslash comma for a small space, that is a 3/18 of the chord. And suppose if you are using a backslash colon for medium space, that is of the 4/18 of the chord space. So these are the different spaces, because when we are writing the equations, sometimes we have to use a particular space in the equation, so we can use according to the requirement. Now mathematical typesetting in LaTeX. So when we see a text or a mathematical part, or when we consider the document, that include the two type. One is a text mode that can be generated through our keyboard. Whatever the characters available on a keyboard, that we directly can type, and that can be generated or included in the document, that we call as a text mode. And the second one is a math mode, that includes mathematical expression, mathematical elements, variable, equations, or mathematical symbols. So again, in math mode there are two types. First one is a inline math, and the second one is a display math mode. So what is meant by inline math? So inline math is nothing but when we are typing an expression, in the same expression, suppose we include some particular symbol or equation, that can be considered as an inline math. And inline math expression can be obtained by using begin math and end math. When we are using a begin and end with backslash, that we call as an environment, but most of this time when you are preparing a scientific document that includes many mathematical part or mathematical equation, so many times we have to use that begin math and end math, and that can be reduced to the simplest form, either putting the dollar sign. So when you put a dollar, that start dollar and end dollar, in between whatever expression is there, that expression LaTeX will treat as a mathematical part. And the same thing can be generated by using text black open bracket, backslash close bracket. Similarly, the display math can be obtained by using begin display math or end display math. And again, the alternative for, instead of a single dollar, we can start with the double dollar. So to generate the mathematical part, we use either single dollar or this double dollar part. So let us start with a simple an equation. Suppose we have to generate, this is an example of inline math. Why? the equation ax plus by plus c equal to 0, where a, b, c are constant, whatever expression is given in between a particular expression we have to include. So in this equation, this ax plus by plus c equal to 0 is a mathematical part, and again the constants a, b and c. So whatever a, b and c comes in the equation, that same symbol, same notation should come as a constant. A, b, c are constant. So let us start with first one. I will demonstrate this. Suppose I have to generate that expression. First I will type to the equation of state line in Cartesian form is in the Cartesian plane is of the form. Now ax plus by plus c equal to 0, where this a comma b comma c are constants, where a, b, c are constants. So what I did here, initially I am not using any begin math or end math or a dollar. That means I am considering the whole thing as a plain text, and I will compile that. Now you can notice that the equation of a straight line that comes, but you can notice the equation. You can notice the equation that is given ax plus by plus c equal to 0. Many times while setting a question paper we include such type of equations. But see the difference. What I will do, I will put dollar. What is meant by dollar? That means we are telling that text file. So we are starting with the mathematical expression. And when the mathematical expression close, so once again I have to put the dollar. This may be 0. Okay, now once again I will compile. Now you can notice the output file. Now see. So what is your observation here?
It's more precise and represented in proper
In the
mathematical way.
proper mathematical way. And one more thing, you notice this a here, ax plus by plus c, and whereas a, b and c, you notice the font. So
Yes, yes.
in,
Equation
in
is
mathematical
yes,
equation, fonts are generally in the italic form.
yes.
So that's why. Now after that, where a, b, c, that part also we have to declare as a mathematical part, where a, b and c are a constants. So once again I will compile that. Now this is a proper way to generate the mathematical expression in the inline mode. Now you can notice. Suppose if you need particular space after a, b, c, you may use a backslash. That what I explained. Now once again I will copy the same thing, and you can notice what is meant by the display math mode. So for the display math we have to put double dollar instead of the single dollar. We have to put double dollar. So only for the equation of a straight line I am putting double dollar, and I will compile once again. When you are having a equation, particular equation which is printed at the center, printed at a center aligned and with a proper spacing between the first and the next line, this form is nothing but the display form. So what is the conclusion of the first part in the mathematical typesetting? Suppose you want to generate a mathematical expression in inline mode, always start with the single dollar, close with the single dollar, and in the display mode you have to start with double dollar and end with double dollar. Okay, so if you needed I will directly paste, this is in the chat box, you may copy and paste and you can verify that. You can see the output. Yeah, you want to see the output, you can directly copy and paste. So again I will shift to the next one. Suppose so many times we have to create superscript and subscript. So this is an example of superscripts which we call as a power or index. Suppose such type of equation we have to generate. Now again this equation contains three mathematical part. So a particular statement is there. In the 17th century, Fermat's conjectured that n is greater than 2. This is a mathematical part, and that is an example of inline. So while generating, we may start with the single dollar and end with the single dollar. Then there are integers. Once again, these x, y, z are the variables. That is a mathematical part. Again, that is a inline. We have to start with the single dollar and end with the single dollar, for which whatever equation is displayed, that equation is in the display mode. So for display mode, you have to use the double dollar. But the thing is, you have to obtain x to the a particular power, that index is there, y to a particular power, and z to the a particular power. So this particular power can be obtained by a character which is available on the keyboard for a number 6, that we call as a wedge or cap. So we can use in mathematical mode that cap. So after that, what you are writing, that will be shifted as a power or index. Suppose first I will try to generate the statement. After that you can try these examples. The next is a mathematical part, n greater than 2. There are integers, and again these integers we declare as a variables x, y, z, for which you may write in the same line, for which suppose a double dollar, because that is in the display math, x raised to n. So power I have to generate, that's why x raised to n plus y raised to n is equal to z raised to n. So you have to close the mathematical part. Now I will use full stop. This or this was proved in 1994. The statement is there. Suppose if I compile, then you can notice now that statement is coming. Only thing, suppose if you want to remove the indenting part, here you can include no indent. Now you can see the variable is small x. Now that statement is coming. That means, in short, suppose if you are generating the power index, for that we can use x raised to n. Okay, so as an example, I request everyone to create. Already you have studied the enumerate in the morning section. Use the enumerate part. So the first equation is x raised to 2 by 3 plus y raised to 2 by 3 equal to 1. and the second one is, so in the second one I have included the fraction, and that fraction part can be considered by using \frac, okay, \frac, first curly bracket numerator, second curly bracket denominator. So I will give 2 to 3 minutes everyone, please go through it and try to generate that code. Suppose you have to generate x raised to 2 by 3 plus y raised to 2 by 3 is equal to 1, and at the same time x upon a raised to bracket is there, and that brackets fit to the expression exactly, and the second one is y upon a raised to 2 by 3 equal to 1. So purposely the task has been given to all of you, because definitely you are getting something what you are expecting. You are expecting x to the power 2 by 3, but whatever I explained, if you go according to that, the output will be definitely different. That's why the task has been given. You have to realize and you have to modify the source file or the source part. Can anyone explain how to generate the enumerate numbering list? Yes.
So we have added a package.
Now initially the package is not needed. Directly we can start with the begin enumerate and end enumerate. Suppose the
Okay.
numbering style if you need differently, then we have to add enumerate package.
Okay.
Suppose I will
I
start,
have.
yeah, if added it's okay. You can include the package.
In
Suppose,
front in front of every symbol you add this cap.
okay, every symbol we have to add the cap. I will try to type that equation. So the first one enumerate, first atom is there, first listing is there. Suppose I will write, this is in a math mode, that's why I have to put in a bracket, x raised to 2 by 3, okay, plus y raised to 2 by 3 is equal to 1. The math mode ended, is equal to 1, math mode ended. Once again I will start with the dollar. Okay, now I will compile, try to recognize the difference, what actually the equation is displayed and what you are getting in the output. Now see, it comes as a number 1. I require number 1, x raised to 2 by 3. जे पाहिजे होतं तेच मिळालंय का?
No.
No. So what is given in the equation? The 2 raised to 3 is in whole power. But here what happens? After cap sign, whatever character is there, that single character is converted or shifted to the power only. But what I need, the whole 2 by 3 I required in the power. Means you have to apply the effect for particular part. So when you have to apply effect for the particular part, you have to put the whole thing in the curly bracket. Means what I need, as a power I require 2 by 3. That's why the curly bracket started from 2 ended with 3. And same for the second one. Same for the second one. Now if I compile, now this time definitely you will get the required output. Now it's okay. Now see equation x raised to 2 by 3 plus y raised to 2 by 3 equal to 1, that is in the math mode. So one thing you can notice, once again I will display, here the numbering is given with a 1 and bracket. Suppose I need as it is, but here the numbering defaultly given as a 1 dot, and suppose I need this numbering as 1 and bracket. So simply I have to provide the optional part. After backslash begin enumerate, you have to include the square bracket with what you need. I need 1, 2, 3 with a open close bracket, so that's why I am putting one bracket. Now you can notice, first time you will get error maybe. For some classes it is included enumerate. For a beamer all enumerate working, but here you are getting error, so that's why I have to include the package. So I am getting error, that's why I am including the first package. Include package. What is the command? Anyone can recall? Yeah, I am not recalling, that's why I am asking.
Use package.
Yeah,
Use
yeah,
package.
yeah, yeah, yes, use package. Yeah, it's not working. Use package enumerate I have to include.
Yes, yes.
So after including the enumerate package, I will get that output. Now you can see. Now it's coming. One bracket. Suppose I required A, B, C. Then simply I will write A. Then the listing will start with the alphabet A, B, C like that. Okay. Now I will put here one only. Now try to generate the second one. So why I am telling, because while generating such equation, definitely you may feel difficulty, and after that we will resolve that difficulties. Now the equation is, in the equation you are having a fraction. What is the fraction form? X by a. So again you are having a mathematical mode. So the second atom, that's why I will start with the atom. What is the purpose of atom? For generating the second list, number list 2. Suppose bracket, I am having a fraction, so backslash frac. To generate the fraction we have to use frac. In the first curly bracket you have to put numerator is x, and the second curly bracket you have to put the denominator x upon a, and I think that is in the bracket na. X upon a whole thing is in the bracket, that's why I will put a bracket raised to, once again the power 2 by 3, we need whole as a power, that's why I will put in a curly brackets. Second one, frac y upon a, again I missed the bracket, y upon a whole bracket raised to, now suppose this is a bracket, open and close, raised to 2 by 3 is equal to 1, and complete the math mode. Now I will compile. Now you can notice. Now you are getting output of this type. Whether it is in the same form, here it is something different na? Here it is something different. So I will modify the output as per my requirement. Now here if you notice, it is in the presentation beamer class, that's why you could not notice properly. But the second equation is given in the display form, inline equation which is in the display. To obtain display form of a fraction, put only d here. Put only d, and again here also d. So after compiling, definitely I will get a error, because I have not included any packages related to the mathematics. Basic mathematical equation you can consider, but here I have not included, so that's why I will include the package related to the mathematics, that is AMS packages. Use package AMS math. I will include all. So what are the next? AMS related to the math. AMS fonts and AMS symbol SYMB. I will include. It is a standard practice to include mathematical packages always. Now if I compile, now see the output also changes because dfrac is not there. Now this time you are getting fraction in the display mode, x upon a, y upon a raised to 2 by 3, but brackets are not a proper fit to the fraction. In such case, what you have to do, suppose the expression changes according to the mathematical expression, so only put backslash left command before the bracket, and where you close the bracket, at that place you have to put backslash right, left and right. So left is for the opening, right is for the closing. Now you can notice here first bracket, now it's coming x upon a, म्हणजे तुमचा एक्सप्रेशन जेवढा आहे ऑटोमॅटिकली तेवढा साइज होणार तो. सो फॉर द सेकंड ऑल्सो वी कॅन पुट बॅकस्लॅश लेफ्ट and backslash right. If any bracket is missing, always open, that means it should close, then definitely we will get error. So what error we are having, you can read here. Error is at line number 17. You can read error is at line number 17 related to missing backslash right. That means I have written only right, but it should be backslash right. Now compile. Now it's coming. Okay, suppose you are having any equation in the display or inline and you have to put a bracket. In that case, if the expression is a bigger size, you can use backslash left and backslash right for adjusting the size of the bracket. Now after that, suppose next we are having an output of the form. Now that means a subscript. If you are having a suffix to the expression, so here we are having a statement. The statement is the sequence xn. If this xn is in the mathematical part, and that n is subscript, and it is defined by the second equation is in the display math mode, and you can notice that after x1 is equal to 1, a particular space is there. Such type of space can be generated by using the chord command, backslash chord. I am not using the word chord. When I am using the particular command, that means you have to treat that as a backslash chord command. Now the first part, these suffixes can be obtained by using underscore symbol or character from your keyboard. And again the same explanation. If more than one character you have to include as a subscript, you have to put a bracket, that curly bracket and end bracket. Suppose I will type this equation. So after enumerate, I will type the sequence. Now you have to shift in the math mode. The sequence, just one second, I will compile because I am getting red in something bracket, right? Whether it has having any error or we will check. Okay, there is no error, nothing. Left open bracket, right close bracket, left open bracket, right close bracket. It's okay. When you consider the cursor on that expression, that preview of that equation also comes. Okay, the sequence. So the next part I have to generate in the math mode, bracket x underscore n, that is xn, xn defined by. Now it will be a good practice. Suppose if you are having a display math, that you should type in the next line. So that's why double dollar sign x1 is equal to 1 comma x2 is equal to 1. This is a Fibonacci sequence, comma, and in general this xn is given by x to the suffix n minus 1 plus x to the suffix n minus 2 provided this n is greater than 2, and I will put a double dollar, that means display math close, is called Fibonacci sequence. Now see, if I compile, now see the output. Now it's coming. Once again here you can notice xn minus 1. So whatever we did within the power, the same thing you have to put in the curly bracket, which we need as a suffix. Second one also, this xn minus 2 we have to put in the curly bracket, xn minus 2. After that we are having a proper space in x1 and x2. For getting a space, simply you have to use chord, and after x2 also simply use chord, and again I think here we are having chord, and once again I will compile. Now you can notice the space is coming. If suppose 2 chord is required, then backslash q chord you can write. Okay. Now I will give one example that you practice. The third one, it is visible now. Suppose you have to generate, or you have to write a code for generating the statement. If the sequence xn converges to a, then the sequence xn square, means where we are having that power as well as base converges to a square. Just 1 or 2 minutes I will give, just try for this. So the task has been given to you. I think you are having a project or the file in the overlay. So in a source part you have to write, if the sequence xn converges to a, then the sequence xn square converges to a square. So this statement, this theorem you have to generate. Again, why I am giving this task to you? Because you are having a combination of both subscript and superscripts, power and base, both combination in the same expression. So you can try with first power and then next base. Again you can try with first base then next power, like that, and you just check your output. Done? Any difficulty? I will shift to the next directly. That part is left to you.
So first to write power and then to write base.
That's why
Yes.
both are working, ma'am. Either
Okay,
power or
means
base, both working.
okay.
That's why no
Means
issue.
if I go alter reverse, it
You
also
can
will.
change and check the output. Both work.
Yeah.
Okay, I assume that all of you have completed that part. Now next I will shift to the trigonometric. Now see, you are having three expression. Now the question is, while using sin x or sin theta, variable is x, we are having a three option. Number one, sin of x, only the difference is a font, bracket, and they are related to that. So my question is, out of these three, which one is a correct and scientific way to represent the trigonometric sin x? Generally we include all these three types, but which one is the correct way, scientific way? Okay,
Third.
I will change my question. First one is the correct way to represent sin x. You have to say either yes or no.
Sir, many have written
Third,
answers. Third.
third.
I am in the presentation mode, that's why I can't see in the chat box,
They
ma'am.
have written in chat box. They have
Okay,
written
okay,
in
okay.
chat.
Okay, most of the answer they are having third one. Now first one is no, because already just we have seen the variables are given in the italic form. The font is italic and x is a variable. And x is given italic either in the second and third. So that's why from second and third, again you are telling third one is a correct. Sine is a particular function. Sine is a standard function, predefined function. So predefined functions are in the Roman, they are not in the italic. That's why the correct answer is third one. The sin x can be written, can be printed in the second way, sin of x. Suppose I will demonstrate. So how to generate that? If you are typing directly, so here I will use, so it is again in the math mode, that's why I will put a dollar sign of in bracket x and I will complete the bracket. So only focus on the output, sign of x. Now here the output will come as a third option, because each character whatever typing in between dollar, that will be treated as a variable and it will be displayed in the italic form. We have to tell to the LaTeX that this sign is a function, so that's why it will be treated as a command. You have to use backslash sign, backslash cos, backslash tan, like that. Now if I compile, you will get a correct output for sign. That is a sign of x. This is the correct way. So in the same manner, all the trigonometric, circular, hyperbolic functions can be obtained by these standard function, that is backslash sin, backslash cos, backslash tan, like that. And arc sine means they are the inverse functions. And similarly hyperbolic functions, so let us next move to the some calculus part, where we have to write the sorry, ratio and root, etc. Now suppose these are the outputs for the fractions. Everywhere we are written x by 2 in a different way. So the already I explained the fraction in the equation, that's why I will skip that part. If you want that fraction in the inline mode, second last one is correct, and in the display mode the last one is correct. So further particular option, this third one can be obtained by using a particular package which is called as a nice frac. Suppose if I try, so all the outputs I will try in the single line again. Suppose in the math mode, first one directly I use x by 2 chord, space I will keep chord. After that, now in the second output what happened, that x जरा x बघितला तर वरच्या बाजूला शिफ्ट झाला आहे, इट इज शिफ्टेड टू समवॉट अबाव. ओके, सो फॉर दॅट what I will do, so for shifting that x I will use cap for the power divided by and 2, and the next one nice frac, whether it works or not I will check. Nice frac, for that I have to include the package nice frac 2 upon 3 2 upon 3 again chord, after that backslash frac 2 upon 3, after that defrac. So already we are using defrac 2 upon 3, and I will complete the math mode. So time being I will remove this because I am getting orange color, means something error to related to that. First I will compile the remaining part and I will include that. Now see, we are getting all the fractions, only here it is 2 by 3. So if I include this one, so I may get error because we are having orange, I may get error. Yeah, so for this I have to include the package nice frac. Now I will compile. Now see, the third one is coming. Most of the time when we are writing an expression, we require power in this form. Suppose we need in this form fraction, for that we have to include a nice frac and nice frac package. Now suppose you have to use either frac or defrac, you either use display math or inline math. So try to obtain the next two outputs. I will wait 2 to 3 minutes. So it is a nested fractions. So for the second one, 1 plus 4 upon, once again you are having a fraction. So try for that. Last two fractions either you have to write in inline math mode or display math, and you have to generate that outputs. Done? If needed I will demonstrate, otherwise I will shift, because our main focus is to obtain the equations and how to label the equations, how to refer the equations, that part. For the second fraction in the denominator, once again you have to use a fraction command. It is nested fractions. Okay, I will shift to the next part. How to obtain the nth root or square root, that we call as a root only. The general syntax for generating the square root is, you have to, again that is in the math mode, that's why you have to start with the dollar sqrt backslash sqrt. After that we are having a square argument, that means a optional. After that you are having a curly brackets, and that argument is a mandatory. Suppose you want to produce square 2, then in that case we use the command as backslash square root curly bracket 2. That means I am not using a square bracket here. So square bracket I am not using means, in this case now see symbolically हा जो पोझिशन आहे इथं 1 असतोय स्क्वेअर रूट. Suppose you required a particular nth root, then that argument also we have to provide. So for example, suppose we have to generate 4th root of 5 and 5th root of 4 and a statement of this type. So again I will continue with the enumerate and I will demonstrate first one. So second one is an example of nested part. So both I will demonstrate, then you will get idea about the fractions also. Suppose next one I will use begin atomize. I use enumerate. Now the second one is atomize. First statement is which is greater, which is greater. Now in the math mode, which is a greater sqrt. Second option I will take because I am having a both option, that is 4th root of 5. And one more thing, suppose I will include the word or here only, and again backslash sqrt 4th root of 4 question mark is there and math mode complete. Now see, notice while writing mathematical expression you have to include some text. So here I have included or in between 4th root of 5 and 5th root of 4. Now see, this one is output. But what happened? Because of a mathematical part, there is no space between 4th root of 5 and 5th root of 4. That means what is the conclusion? In mathematical part, we can't give any space. Only whatever I explain, chord, q chord, backslash, semicolon, like that. That only we can use. But here, what I will do? So two changes I have to make. First thing, this or is also printed in the italic mode, but that I need in the regular text. So for that, I will use a backslash text. I will use backslash text, and whatever you want to include as a text that you have to put in the curly bracket. And at the same time I will take care of the space also. When I declare as a text, one space is allowed, so that's why here I will include the spaces. Which is a greater, either 4th root of 5 or 5th root of 4. Now you can see. Now the output you are getting in the required form. Okay. Now suppose the second one is a second atom. So the sequence. Now the next part is given in the display math. That's why double dollar, open and close. First I will write 2 as it is, sqrt. Now For the second one, you don't have the square argument. That's why I will take a first one. Now the next comma is there. After that, 2 square, 2 square sqrt of 2 minus, once again sqrt 2. Now first I will compile and I will check the output. If any correction needed, you can do the corrections accordingly. Some error. What is the error? Okay, 2 raised to power, I missed something here. 2 raised to 2 is there. After that sqrt. Okay, once again I will try to compile. Now again, if you read the error for the line number 19, missing curly bracket does not match. Now first one, open and close, this one is okay. Here open and close, open and close. Now I will check. Now it's coming. Now these are the nested square root. Now दोनच्या डोक्यावरती किती लाईन पाहिजे काय काळजी करायची गरज नाही. Okay, LaTeX will take care of that. That line should be how much long. So 2 raised to 2, again root of 2 minus root 2, like that. So again you can generalize. Suppose if required the nested, one more I will write. So 2 raised to 3, that will generate the power backslash sqrt 2 minus, once again sqrt square root of 2 plus backslash sqrt. So once again 2. Now in the nested cases, you have to take a precaution of the brackets. So once you start with the open curly bracket, then it should be closed somewhere and it should match open and close, open and close. That balance should be there. If the curly bracket does not match, then definitely will get error related to that. Now it's coming. Like that, if required, that is in sequence. Dot dot dot, and next I will write converges to. Converges to. Now again a question mark. One thing I forgot to explain. The characters which are available through keyboard directly you can pass, but pi is an irrational symbol and this is a special character, and that is in the math mode, which can be generated by backslash pi, and if I compile, you will get the required result. Now see. Now you can notice these 3 dots. When you are writing a mathematical expression, generally the standard practice is when that sequence or that series is in the continuation mode, only how to write the 3 dots. Now for that, again I will use a command backslash c dot, and yes, dot for single dot, yes for 3. So if I compile, now check the output. C stands for the center dots. Now I required lower dot, that is L dots. Earlier dots and these dots, observe, these are the correct way to represent the dot. LaTeX will take care of that. And these dots comes in the line of that comma only. Okay, and if you use regular dot, that you can refer the difference by keyboard. Now see. That alignment, proper spacing, like that. So these I will remove. Okay, this is all about the basic things, how to obtain the mathematical part or how to generate the mathematical part. Now the next one, most of the times in the scientific document you have to generate the equations, and that equations you have to put in the proper form. Now for generating the equation, the command is, or we can say the environment is, when you say a particular expression can be treated as an equation, always start with begin equation and end equation. When you start begin and end, that we call as an environment, and backslash, that we call as a command. And that equation will be printed with numbering. Automatic numbering will be given. Okay, automatic numbering will be given. And suppose you don't need a number for that equation, simply use star. Begin equation star and end equation star. Okay, suppose we will try this first equation. This is the equation of simple pendulum. That time period of a simple pendulum is given by 2 pi root of L upon G, and this equation is generated with the number 1. So I will try this one. Now notice what changes I am applying here. So I will start with just little bit, I will take screen up. So after atomize I will type. Okay, next I have to use the equation. Begin equation, something is wrong, it will suggest otherwise. Atomize, begin equation. Now again different options you can see. One more option is there, equation array. Begin equation, end equation. I will type that equation. T in bracket, time period of simple pendulum is bracket complete equal to 2 pi, for pi backslash pi. After that we are having a square root, under square root we are having a fraction, and I will use a fraction as a defrac. Fraction, numerator is L and the denominator is G. So one question to everyone. If you observe the source file, begin equation and end equation, whatever I am writing, that coming in the color
Green.
And in the above section, in the above part, when I am including a mathematical expression by either by single dollar or double dollar, that also coming is a green. That means green is for the mathematical mode. So what I want to say, when you use begin equation and end equation, that will be considered as a mathematical part. Don't use again dollar here, because begin and end commands are there, and particularly you are using equation, that is for the mathematical part. So that's why I am not using any dollar for this. Suppose I will run, and you can notice already I explained that, because time period of a simple pendulum, that is in the text mode, that should be required in the text mode. So for that what I have to do, backslash text in bracket, open bracket and close bracket, curly bracket, I am using square bracket, effect is there. Now if I compile, you will get an equation. Now with the proper spacing, that means in the bracket whatever you are writing with a single space, that text will appear. Now see, and you can notice that this equation automatically numbered as a 1. Why? So before to that we don't have any equation with a number, that's why we are started with the number. And the same thing if I copy and paste, and if I put star, then you will get a equation without numbering. That same thing, equation without numbering. Now see, the equation without numbering, same equation without numbering. If required numbered, you can use begin equation and end equation. Now the next one. So many times, suppose we have to generate such type of equation. This is a square equation, a plus b bracket square is equal to. So what we are having? We are having a multiple lines under the equation, and that equation is numbered as a 2. Suppose whatever we learn, I will continue with that. First thing, I will start with begin equation and end equation. So for that I need a numbering, that's why I will use begin equation, end equation. So what is the equation? A plus b, its a bracket square, is equal to a square plus ab plus ba plus b square. Okay, so what is the output? I have to shift to the next line. I have to shift to the next line. So for that what I have to do? So to shift to the next line, what I have to do? Double backslash I have to use, na?
Double dash or
Okay,
double black.
double backslash, because I have to break the line. Now the next expression is, I will manually put equal here. Again, a square plus 2 times, okay, one expression I skip here, it's ab plus b square. Now the first expression is actually, it is a plus b, yeah, just a plus b, and once again a plus b, line break and enter. Suppose I will use equal. Then if I compile, definitely I will get error, because when you want to generate a single equation, okay, this time you are getting answer, but what happened, that whole thing is coming in the same line, whole thing is coming in the same line, but I need these to the that means one line, second line below to one. So for that I will use one more command, begin split, because I have to split the equation, begin split, end split, and in between that the whole expression, in between that whole expression I will try. Okay, you are getting output, but that output is not in the proper format. That means alignment is not there. So for that I will put and symbol. These are for the alignments. And नंतर थोडा lecture झाला. And suppose if I run, now see the alignments. So the equal alignments are coming properly. So if you put and to the left side, that is left alignment, to the right side, that means the right alignment, both side, then in that case it may be the center alignment. Okay, and the whole expression, whatever expression you are having, that expression is labeled or numbered as a 2. Suppose you want to label a particular equation, then you can use the command backslash label. This is for our reference, label with the keyword. So this keyword you have to provide as per your requirement. Now here I will write the square formula, that's why square only, okay, or only SQ. I will compile. So later on I will explain this part, this portion, why I am labeling. Means suppose in the whole document you want to refer a particular equation. So in that case, first that equation you have to label, and afterwards you have to recall that. Now next change I will see. What I will do, instead of a begin equation I will use begin align, begin align, end align, and the same equations without using split I will copy and paste here. Begin align and end align, again if you look at the font color, it is a green, that is in math mode. Suppose if I compile, so here I will break the page, means both equations you can compare. Can you notice the difference? Yes, I am in the presentation mode, that's why I can't see the chat box. So we have generated same expression by using begin equation, end equation, begin split, end split, and again the same expression with begin align and end align. What is the difference? When we should go with the begin equation, when we should go with the begin align? So answer is in front of you. If you look at the output, you will get idea.
Every line is here numbered in a line.
Every, that means
Equation.
in align,
Equation numbering.
yes, in align, each line can be treated as an equation and that will be numbered. But in the earlier case, whole expression, whatever the number of lines are there, that will be treated as a single equation. But here each line can be treated as an equation and it is numbered. And suppose in align I don't need numbering, so that is also possible. A particular line, suppose you don't want a numbering, for that, see, before double backslash I am using backslash no number, backslash no number before backslash, because double backslash matlab you will shift to the next line. That's why you can notice that 3 number will disappear and automatically the next equation will be numbered as a 3 and 4. That sequence will be there. So no need to number equations manually. LaTeX will take care of that. Okay. So the last part I will explain. Already I labeled a particular equation, and suppose if you want to refer that equation, the square formula is given by cross-referencing and hyperlink command you have seen, backslash equation refer. Now see, only one equation I have labeled with the keyword as a SQ and that is appearing. The same keyword should be there. So directly you can, before including equation refer command, so already many times I run that source file by including the label. So if you run the source file by including the label command and you want to refer that equation, so automatically all labeled equations will be listed here. So I will select that. Okay, is given by this one. Suppose I will full stop and compile. Now see, I am not using a hyperref package, that's why it is not a clickable. If you are using a hyperref package, then this number 2 will be clickable, and when you click on that number, directly you will jump to that particular equation. Now suppose many times what happens, so all the mathematical equations you want the word equation 2, equation 3 like that while referring the equation. Here what happened, the square formula is given by 2. So before that you can write equation manually. That means everywhere you have to write equation manually, and that's the same thing you are doing repeatedly, iterative form. That means same thing you are doing the repeatedly. So for that we can use one particular package. That package is called as a clever reference. That is CLEVEREF. If the spelling is wrong, then definitely I will get error. I will compile first without using in the main source file. Okay, package error, that means spelling may be the wrong. Just I will check. CLEVEREF. So can anyone rectify why first time I got error? Because no spelling mistake, nothing. Once again I will repeat the same step. Just we will check what comment we are getting here. In the error, after running the file, after compiling, we are getting a particular error. So related to that, once again we read. I will highlight it. Now see, something you can read here last. What it is? AMS math. Means this clever ref package is for referring the equation that is related to the math, and for that AMS math package is required. So that's why this package you have to include after AMS math. After AMS math package. Okay, this time we definitely we will get that file will run. Now changes we have to do. So instead of this, earlier we are using equation rep, here clever rep. So for clever only C rep, and I will compile. So before to the number 2 you will get automatically equation word in short form, equation. Everywhere in the whole document that will be printed. Before the numbering equation 1, equation 2, equation 3 like that. So that's why I will remove this one. So once again I will compile. Now the next part I will explain, because already 340 only you can go through that. To generate the matrices or the vector, that part I will explain. There are different commands to generate the matrix. So again these equations, instead of that similar equations I explain by using begin align, end align, label command and equation refer, this one I explained. Now the next one, suppose you want to generate a matrix, or we say it as a vector. So you start with begin matrix and end matrix, and here you have to declare this command as a math mode, that means with a dollar. So if you type dollar begin B matrix end B matrix, how many columns are there? 2 columns, 1 2 3. If many columns if you needed, you can separate that numbers by using ampersand sign, sorry, and sign, and sign. 192, this and we already used in the begin equation, end equation, begin align, end align. This is for the separation of columns, we can say this is for the alignment. So 192 first row. Now next I have to shift to the next row, second row. That's why we have to break the line. To break the line, double backslash 192. After that we don't have any column, that's why end matrix. So if you use B matrix, only B before to the matrix B symbol, we get square brackets. The elements are covered by the square bracket. If instead of that P matrix if you are use, V matrix if you are use, capital V matrix if you are use, this capital V is for the norm, that means double line. Matrix, V matrix is for the determinant, B matrix is for the curly brackets. Only matrix if you are used, then the elements will be listed in the form of rows and column, no closing brackets. Okay, so these parts you can check independently. So one more task is that, suppose such type of equation, such type of expression you want to generate, because matrices are included. So you can continue with the begin P matrix and end P matrix, because the elements of matrices are enclosed by the open and close brackets or parentheses. Okay, so this is the procedure for generating matrices. So it is all about very basic thing I explained, whatever I am using related to the mathematical typesetting in LaTeX. So code for this that is included in the presentation, you may try this. Okay, so this is the end for my session. If any question, any point you want to discuss, we will.
Anyone have any question regarding? We sir has explained very nicely all the equations. Okay, we suppose that no one has right now because they have not yet practiced well. So let us hope we will get the questions as in when the faculties will practice it.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
now I will request Jadhav sir and Salgare sir to kindly circulate one assignment to all of the participants to be completed within next week, I would say, including all the learnings out of today's session. On behalf of the entire faculty team, I would like to thank Dr. UP Zadhav